20-year-olds Natasha Lenz, Rayla Arnold, and Darby Smith are suing their former roommate, Karina Silverstein, for rent and utility bills.
Miss Silverstein, these were your roommates.
Yeah.
You moved out.
Yes.
You moved out 3 months prematurely or more?
More.
More. But they got a roommate to fill in this month?
No.
Oh, well, you're suing her for rent for February, March.
Yes.
And are you going to be in the apartment in April? Well, what do you plan on doing in April? Suing her again?
We're planning on getting a subleaser, but we tried.
What does that mean, planning on?
Judge Judy
Oh,
continues
man.
in a moment.
I love Judge Judy. Grew up watching it as a kid, on the TV and all. Gets right to the point. It's funny. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of editing in this, but I mean, Judge Judy does not mess around. And I thought it would be fun to take, these cases and bring them here and put a business spin on it. So let's see what happens. So we have this person. She tried to move in. It didn't work out after 2 months. She moved out, and now they're trying to sue her because I guess she didn't pay. I guess she wasn't having a great time there, probably from the beginning, and probably maybe that's why she felt she didn't need to pay.
Natasha Lenz, Rayla Arnold, and Darby Smith say former roommate Karina Silverstein owes for rent and bills. Karina is countersuing for the return of her security deposit.
Ms. Lenz, does that mean that you have somebody to move in April?
We found someone.
Just answer the question. Does that mean that you have someone in April?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the name of the person that you have in April?
Paige.
And she's taking over her same amount of rent.
Yes.
When is she moving in?
She will move in when Karina allows her to.
What does that mean?
We want Karina to at least have agreements with Paige. We would like
Miss
Karina.
Silverstein.
Yes, Miss Silverstein.
What kind of agreement do you want her to have with her?
A sublease agreement.
You girls. Okay, this is what this case revolves.
You girls. All right. So countersuing for to get her security deposit. I mean, she must not. Miss Silverstein must have had a pretty not great time at this house if she felt that she not only didn't have to pay the rent, utilities, but at the same time feels that she deserves her money back. Now, I don't know where they're renting at, but for $500 per month for rent and utilities divided by 4, it was like $2,000. So I mean that literally could be anywhere if it's a house, right? So looking to get to me, if a hard deal is a bad deal, right? My great grandfather used to say that all the time. And if you're not having a great time, it probably isn't advantageous for anybody to continue the relationship in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's better to just part ways and have a better experience long term than it is dealing with the problem in the short term. And yeah, it might be a bad decision on your part to now everybody has to cough up an extra or a total of $1,000 to cover they already probably did to cover those costs, but it's a lesson there in make sure you really know who you're getting involved with and not to just let just anybody that doesn't necessarily have a good rapport with other people that are involved with, even if it's business or if it's renting a house or an apartment, whatever it is, any kind of partnership that you're dealing with, you really want to make sure you have a good rapport so you don't end up doing these things and going to small claims court and ending up here on Judge Judy and ultimately the Joe Pardo show. So let's see what happens.
She moved in. You weren't happy with her. She wasn't happy with you. She says that at some point in the beginning of February or in January?
January 15th.
That someone
Wow.
sent her a text or a message that said, this isn't working out for all of us. We want you to move. Is that
That's a really key thing. So they're suing for February and March utility and rent. But apparently in January, she received that text message. So I guess it wasn't long after she got there that there was a problem with sticking your tongue out and getting freeze framed. Sorry about that.
correct?
Yep.
I'd like to see that message. Who sent the message? Raise your hand. All right, Miss Lenz. So you wrote, also we are meeting on Sunday to amend the lease. We would like to take you off and put Hannah on it. Who's Hannah?
Another girl who's living in our house.
I just wanted to run that by you first. And then she writes back, I'd be taken off as of February 1st, so you can move out if you would like. I know things really haven't worked out as we thought it would, but now you have OU.
An out.
How does that sound? Because I need to let the group know that we are all ready to meet up. Yes, take me off and I will gladly leave is what she wrote. Based on that, she found a new apartment and she moved. But then one of you changed your mind. Who changed their mind, raised their paw, and wrote her again and said, we changed our mind? Yes, anybody? That would be you. On what date did you write to her and say, we changed our mind?
I believe the 19th. The 19th.
Of what?
Of January.
Okay, but she had already started looking for a place. Did you find a place?
I did, and I signed the agreement, and I already paid it as of January 20th.
Well, she's not going to give you any money. Why would you think that she would give you any money?
Yeah,
you told her that you were taking her off the lease. Is that okay with you? She found another place to live. She signed the lease. She did exactly what the three of you told her to do. And now you want her to be responsible for February and March rent? What are you,
Yeah, you are crazy. You are crazy. Sorry.
crazy?
Yeah, you are crazy. Oh, it sounds like there's laughing going on in the courtroom there. Yeah, it does sound a little crazy. Look, I get that it's, it's tough on you three or four of you already living in this living condition, but that's part of the risk, right? That's part of what happens. So when you make decisions, you need to make decisions that are based on what you actually want to happen. You've thought it through. Having things bounce back and forth, like people need to secure their, what is it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Food, shelter is right up there. So you need to have shelter. So she went and she did the right thing. She, seems like she's like in the right here with no question.
I mean, are you crazy?
We all signed the contract.
Are you crazy?
Judge Judy
Going crazy for commercial breaks, that's for sure.
Like us on Facebook.
To leave based upon...
Follow us on Twitter.
You told her to leave based upon your agreement. She committed herself to another lease, paid another deposit, and then you changed your mind. But she acted upon your agreement to her detriment. She doesn't have to pay you a quarter. Now, who has her security, you or the landlord?
The landlord.
Well, you can't sue them for security.
Okay.
If they leave the apartment, you have to let the landlord know that your portion of the security has to come back to you.
Okay.
Reasonable?
Yeah, except I would like to be taken off of the lease since I don't live there, and they have 3 different people that could easily replace me on the lease. Is that possible?
Is it possible? It's possible if they do it, now that they know that this is a final decision. They know that they can't go against you for 0.
Okay.
They may be willing to take you off the lease. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. We're done here. Case is dismissed.
Yeah, I think you better take her off the lease. That's not okay. To think, like, did they not talk to somebody? I get, like, not everybody has access to a lawyer or anything, but like talk to a couple people before you go making these decisions to want to sue somebody over rent when they moved out, because you told them to. You told them to. You changed your mind, but they had already committed and went and found a place, and 2 days later signed that lease. And at that point, don't you think, again, a hard deal's a bad deal. So, like, I'm not going to want to be living at a place where you can't even come and talk to me. You're just texting me, yeah, this ain't going to work out. Well, who's got egg on their face now?
Thank you so much.
Good job. Good job, Judge.
Judge Judy continues.
All right, so with that said, I appreciate you watching to the end. Leave a comment down below, like one from Havaro here. I hope I said that right. Another bomb. Boom. Thanks. Thank you for being a part of the super community. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video over here. Take care and go be super.